was abandoned and found at 2 days old in southern China and was adopted at 11 months old. So I don't really know what happened in my life before then. Luckily, I know what happened since then. So today I will tell you a little bit of my adoption journey. If you want to hear more about my life before my adoption or watch my adoption videos, you can watch these. I will leave links in the description below. After I was adopted, I came to the US with my parents. We lived in neighborhoods that were mostly white, and I feel like I've had a typical upbringing for that demographic. My parents have always told my sister and I that we are adopted and have tried to introduce us to Chinese culture as much as they could. When we were little, we would watch videos from our China trips on our gotcha days every year. We also took pictures for Chinese New Year with the respective animal and made postcards out of them to give to family and friends. But we stopped doing that when I was around 12-ish because we just didn't really have an interest in doing it. So my parents were just like, okay, we'll stop doing that. We also did some Chinese dance classes with a little bit of language and culture as well. But we also quit that after couldn't have been more than a few months because we just weren't interested. So basically, I literally had no interest in Chinese culture. I think that this is because it made me feel different, and I was just kind of pushing it away so that I didn't feel as different from my friends and family. I became more interested in my heritage in my senior year of high school. This is because in classes we were discussing stuff like family history and when our families came to the US. As part of one of my classes, we were making diaries and journals of what we thought our ancestors or family relatives were thinking when they came to the US. And since my dad actually moved to the US from England when he was in grade school, I actually considered doing it from his perspective. But since I was adopted from China, I decided to write it from my perspective because I'd never really thought about it before. So this project kind of made me start to think about how adoption has affected my life. Since I was becoming interested in where I come from and my birth family and stuff, I decided to take DNA tests. I took tests from Ancestry DNA and 23andMe. If you want to see the results I got from those two tests, you can watch this video right here. I'll also link that down in the description. I also began to have some negative thoughts about my adoption, mostly about belonging. I sometimes find myself thinking, I'm not really related to these people, so do I really have a right to all the stuff that they've given me? My family has never given my sister and I a reason to feel this way or think this way, and I know that they are my family. But I think that these kinds of thoughts are inevitably going to come up if I'm thinking about adoption and all the challenges and questions I've had related to it. I did start learning Chinese in college, which has been really great because I feel a little bit more connected to where I come from. I kind of want to go back in time to smack my younger self for quitting all those classes because it is a struggle.